Have you ever noticed how often you drift through your day on autopilot, mindlessly scrolling your phone, skimming half of what you read, or multitasking so incessantly that nothing truly lands in your heart? We live in an age of unprecedented distraction. Our minds race from one thought to the next, barely pausing to savor a moment or notice the subtleties of our environment. No wonder anxiety and restlessness run high. Yet there's a simple, transformative practice that can anchor us in the now: mindfulness. Far from being a buzzword or a wellness cliché, mindfulness has been revered for centuries in Buddhist teachings and adopted by modern psychology for its profound ability to reduce stress, cultivate clarity, and enhance emotional well-being. Today, we'll explore how mindfulness can help you slow down, reconnect with your experiences, and infuse your life with presence and purpose, even in the face of relentless daily demands. Mindfulness is the practice of paying non-judgmental attention to the present moment, not just noticing what's happening around you, but also how you feel inside, your body's sensations, your emotional undercurrents, and the stream of thoughts crossing your mind. Instead of reacting automatically, you observe. Instead of clinging to or rejecting what arises, you simply acknowledge it. Traditions like Buddhism have long viewed mindfulness, or sati, as a key to awakening, helping practitioners see reality more vividly, free from habitual biases. Modern psychology invests in it for stress reduction, emotional regulation, and overall mental health. Yet whether you approach mindfulness spiritually or scientifically, the core idea remains. When you show up fully for the now, you tap a calm, stable awareness that can transform how you experience life's joys and challenges. If mindfulness is so beneficial, why is it so hard to maintain? Our digital and fast-paced culture often fragments our attention. We flit between tasks, lured by pings and notifications, fostering a near-constant partial awareness. We also face social pressures to keep achieving or presenting a polished image, leading our minds to dwell on past regrets or future worries. Moreover, habitual thinking can trap us. We replay anxious loops, nurse resentments, or daydream about ideal scenarios instead of engaging with the present. These mental habits can become a comfort zone, familiar yet unfulfilling, causing us to miss what's genuinely happening around and within us. Mindfulness challenges that autopilot by encouraging us to pause, breathe, and sense, moment to moment, without drifting off in mental chatter. Several key ideas make up the foundation of mindfulness practice. Present moment awareness. Continually return your focus to right now. If you're eating, taste the food fully. If you're walking, notice your footsteps and the environment. The mind will wander. Acknowledge that gently and come back to the present. Non-judgment. We often label experiences good or bad. Mindfulness encourages you to observe thoughts and sensations without rushing to judge or fix them. This fosters acceptance rather than resistance. Patience and kindness. Whether you're dealing with anxious thoughts or physical discomfort, approach them with warmth and curiosity. Harsh self-criticism undermines mindfulness. Empathy promotes growth. Beginner's mind. Try seeing familiar things as if for the first time. This fresh perspective reveals nuances and beauty often overlooked when we're locked into routines. When you combine these elements, mindfulness becomes a lens through which you can re-experience daily life. Instead of performing tasks on autopilot, you engage them wholeheartedly, cultivating depth in what might otherwise feel mundane. It's one thing to grasp mindfulness in theory, but how does it actually change our day-to-day experience? Let's explore two relatable scenarios: a stressed college student and an overwhelmed parent, and see how a few minutes of conscious attention made a world of difference. The distracted student. Lisa, a busy college student, found her grades slipping despite long hours, studying, where Netflix ran in the background and her phone pinged constantly. She learned about mindfulness in a campus workshop, practicing 10-minute intervals of study where she blocked out distractions, focusing solely on the material. Whenever her mind drifted, she acknowledged it and refocused. Surprised, Lisa discovered not just better concentration, but also less tension, finishing tasks more quickly while retaining more knowledge. The overwhelmed parent. Mark, a father of two, felt perpetually behind, cooking while checking emails, half listening to his kids' stories. He began a daily mindfulness routine each morning, sitting quietly for 5 minutes to scan his body, noticing breath and tension. Over time, he found himself more grounded throughout the day, pausing to truly listen to his children, tasting each bite of dinner, and releasing stress instead of escalating it. Mark's sense of calm rippled through the family dynamic, lowering overall household friction. In both cases, short but intentional practice shifted their default from scattered attention to a calmer, more present involvement in their routines. While there are countless mindfulness exercises, here are a few you might try. Mindful breathing. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and place attention on each inhale and exhale. Notice sensations, cool air entering nostrils, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. If thoughts arise, gently label them thinking and redirect focus to your breath. Body scan. Lie down or sit quietly. Move attention sequentially from toes to head, observing tension, tingling, or numbness without judgment. This fosters a deep sense of embodied awareness. Mindful eating. Pick something small, a piece of fruit or a bite of chocolate, and eat it slowly. Notice the texture, flavor, aroma. Resist the urge to gobble it down. This not only enhances appreciation, but can also prevent overeating. Walking meditation. During a walk, tune into each step's sensation. Your heel striking the ground, the roll of your foot, shifting weight. Observe surroundings, the sky, distant sounds, how air feels on your skin. Let thoughts come and go without fixating. Noting and labeling. If you notice anxiety, label it anxiety and allow it to pass. Or if a pleasant feeling arises, mentally note pleasure without clinging. This gentle labeling helps you witness mental states rather than be driven by them. In daily life, these mini practices can weave mindfulness into your routine, whether it's at your desk, in the shower, or waiting in line. Neuroscience research supports mindfulness for reducing stress hormones, boosting focus, and improving emotional resilience. People who practice regularly report less reactivity to triggers. They can pause before snapping at a colleague or spiraling into panic. By observing feelings, you gain the power to respond thoughtfully instead of reflexively. Moreover, mental clarity often increases. With fewer intrusive thoughts, you can approach tasks or decisions with a fresher perspective. This clarity fosters creativity and problem-solving, as your mind is less cluttered with half-formed worries. Philosophers across ages echo this. From Buddhism to Stoicism, the mindful stance frees you from illusions that usually feed emotional upheaval. Though modern science has popularized mindfulness, its core principles stretch back millennia, especially in Buddhism. The Buddha taught sati as a means to end suffering, recognizing how our minds cling to or resist experiences. By practicing non-attachment, we see reality more clearly, letting ephemeral thoughts and sensations pass without hooking into them. Stoic practices also overlap. Philosophers like Epictetus advise daily reflection on thoughts and actions, akin to mindful observation, encouraging a calm acceptance of what is. Even Descartes and phenomenologists touched on the value of examining consciousness in real time. Ultimately, all these traditions point to one truth. Mindful presence is both liberating and illuminating, forging a channel to a more authentic way of being. Some worry that mindfulness means emptying the mind of all thought. Not so. It's about observing thoughts rather than forcibly stopping them. Others think it's too woo-woo or only for monks, ignoring the fact that major corporations and universities teach mindfulness for performance and well-being. You don't need a special cushion or an hour each day to benefit. Consistency and a few minutes of genuine presence suffice. Another myth is that mindfulness fosters passivity, making one unambitious. In reality, mindful people often become more productive. Less time is wasted in mental loops or impulses. They approach goals with clarity and respond skillfully to setbacks. So mindfulness amplifies effective action rather than stifling it. How do you sustain mindfulness when modern life is hectic? Micro practices. Insert tiny mindful pauses. A single deep breath before opening emails. A brief body check-in while waiting for coffee. These pockets add up. Mindful transitions. Between tasks or meetings, take a moment to reset your attention. Even 20 seconds of conscious breathing can prevent mental carryover stress. Scheduled stillness. Aim for a consistent 5 to 10 minutes of quiet reflection each day, morning or evening. Treat it like brushing your teeth for your mind. Mindful tech use. Disable non-essential notifications. Set times for social media and approach screens with intention. Over time, you'll avoid mental whiplash from constant digital pings. Compassionate attitude. Don't berate yourself if you slip out of mindfulness. Each time you catch the mind wandering, you're already returning to awareness. Congratulate yourself for noticing. These incremental approaches integrate mindfulness without upending your routine, gradually shifting your baseline from scattered to centered. In a world that rewards speed and superficial engagement, mindfulness offers a counterbalance, slowing down to truly see, hear, and feel. Far from an esoteric ritual, it's a deeply human act, reclaiming the wholeness of each moment rather than losing ourselves in mental noise or external chaos. Yes, challenges persist. We can't always avoid stress or heartbreak. But mindfulness transforms our relationship with life's ebb and flow. We learn to embrace experiences, pleasant or unpleasant, without being overwhelmed. This fosters mental resilience, emotional intelligence, and a more meaningful life, because we're finally showing up for it rather than skating over its surface. So whether you try mindful breathing, a short body scan, or mindful eating, you're inviting yourself back to the now, to the subtle wonders of existence that routine hurry leaves unseen. With consistent practice, you'll find yourself calmer in conflict, more appreciative of small joys, and better able to navigate modern demands with presence and purpose. Thank you for joining me on this journey.